I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly.
Mga kabisdak, hello! I-share lang ako karon ang ganap for August 19, 2020. 8 o'clock ng morning karon mga kabisdak. Yan ako sa sulod sa sakyanan, of course. Uba ng akong chikiting. Nagpausa mi. Nag-stop mi kadali kay may gatas akong anak kay. Medyo layo ang bihayon karon mga kabisdak. Abot ni mga 1 hour and 45 minutes kung walay problema sa dalan, pero reconsidering foggy karon. So dalagunan inyong kabisdak kay dibati ko ano. So kaya kung hawak mga kabisdak, ambot na no ni suol gahapon, kanilang tubuan muna tanong. Pero mga kabisdak, i-share lang ako sa inyo nga karon adlaw na iganap na mubiyahe mi sa Valle. Kay ang inyong kabisdak isukod ang kahibalo sa ilang lingwahe diri. So na ako'y exam karon sa Dance 1. I-explain ako later kung nganong magkinahanglan mag-take ta og Danish language diri, specifically ang Dance 1, Dance 2, DanskPrøveA1 and DanskPrøveA2. I-explain ako later, pero guys, yeah, pray for me na makapasa in town ko kay importante kaayo siya. Tapos para mabawas-bawasan na po ang daghan kay nga mga nag-stuck diri sa kong utok nga mga dapat nato humanon kay kanila ging ambisyosa ta no, kani mo migrate kitag tama nagtuog kitag sayon. Pero yeah, as part sa requirement kinahanglan gyud. So mga kabisdak, abangi ang sunod nako karon. Mag-relax lang sa ako kay mag-exam ko ani nya, wa pa budget ko ani sa eskwela no, nag self study ko ani, so wisdom from heaven will overflow nga ihatag niya nga chances ako ang makapasa ko. I will just trust it to the Lord na ma-valued ang ako ang pag-try lang pag-study kay gamay ra kong panahon kay kaning bante bata 163 lagi ta. So mga kabisdak, mao niya ako ang aurada karon. No, kay tugnaw man kuno, foggy man kuno, so mao na nga pangandaman nato. Nya hopefully walay kabuhi nga mo tra ka karon. Ansiran karon no. So pray for me guys nga makapasa ang inyong kabisdak, and I will update you sa ubang ganap kung pwede pa nga mag-take kag video no. So God bless everyone. This is your kabisdak sa ato ang panagtingsi, kinahanglan na tayo makatunan. So flex lang usa magkumubay sa ako ang very own knitted turban. So check it out. So mga kabisdak, I'm done with my examination and so far so good. So in 3 weeks from today, then I will know the result. And of course, hopeful ta mga kabisdak, makapasag ta para mabawas-bawasan na gamay ang mga pangunang-una ba na sa utok binaw. So siguro na ako. So mauna siya. So I will tell you guys what had happened, what is really the exact scenario today para I keep as memory for myself, and also it could be knowledge para sa mga mag-desire of take exam no. Dinapay COVID issue, of course i-prioritize na to ang safety. So ang testing center di sila mag-allowed na mag-uban ato ang minahal sa kinabuhi no, katong dili mga examine allowed mo sulod. So nasa support din natin sa gawa. So sa akong situation, I was scheduled 12 noon. So like 15 minutes before mag-start ang exam, that's the time that I'm going to register. So how to register? Actually, musulod lang ta, we bring ID. So for myself, I brought my pink card. No, because my passport, I still have Fernandez as my surname. And then, in my booking system sa testing center, I'm already using Rasmussen, so I took my pink card. But then I really thought na ang registration kanang tuk-tuk sa pag unsa ba. No, you will just be there, and then we were provided a mask, and then one by one we were called to go to an office, and then actually naka-prepared na ang papel. They already prepared the paper daddy for me. So they already prepared the paper. They just want the confirmation and they want to see you and the picture in that ID that you have. Kung ikaw gid na, kinsa man ang agtaan ka. So balian na lang. And then after that one, we were guided to go to the other room na kung saan asa pa mag-take og exam. And then with that, there was one personnel who was waiting there. And then of course, bago mag-start exam, you will be there to check the headphone, the microphone, and this exam, sa mga wala idea pa, you are not allowed to bring anything inside the testing area. So, pagpasok mo doon, of course, pag mo yung phone mo, iiwan yun doon sa counter. Oh, advertise muna tayo nga. Wow. So, advertise muna. They're from Switzerland, Daddy. When we entered in that room, of course, my person na mag-accommodate sa atin. And then after checking the headphones, the headsets, and everything, then you will be asked to go inside the cubicle. And that cubicle is very close. There's only computer and the headphones. And then of course the seat na ito ka mag-exam. So you can't hear any unnecessary noise because it is really very nice cubicle. Very close also. So I was there, and once you're ready, then the personnel will start the exam. You're not allowed to operate anything. What you can do there is just have to listen and then answer. So I was informed that there will be 30 questions, but it's separated into 4 different types of exam. So, and then I was also informed that I'm allowed to have 9 mistakes. So hoping and praying that papasa tayo mga kadistak, no? And then, to be honest with you, what was my feeling was I was really nervous. Even the interview asked me, like, am I nervous? And I said, I would be lying if I say no. The reason that nga nakulbaan ta, it was my first time. It was my first time, of course. So, and then hindi pa ako nakapag-aral talaga ng language nila. So, I've got no chance at all to go to the sports center or language center here. All na nag-desire na mag-migrate diri. Well, they have a permit to stay. Need gid siya nga nakato sa school, but then wala pa ko nakaatog school at all. So I just did a self-study, and then I was testing the wisdom from above, because for my ability, I think I cannot. But although sa mga nakapasa na, sa mga naka-try na, sa mga nag-study na sa language diri, they are very confident and they keep saying that it is so easy. But then take note, di kita ka-answer kung wag kita idea. So even it's just a very simple vocabulary, very simple or very basic pictures, if you don't have any idea at all, or you don't know at all the word in Danish, then that will be a problem, because all the parts of the test is just only a hearing, listening test. So you can only just listen. Okay, hear it, and then you're going to choose an answer. So the options are given, but then you have to listen and understand what they're going to ask. So that was it. Then, yeah, I started the test, and so far, in memory of, so dinrowing ko at tinake note ko kung ano yung mga na-remember ko sa exam ko talaga. So specifically, most of them naalala ko, but then to be honest, I can't say it all in Danish. I just have an idea word by word, but not the total thought. And of course I can't say it, but I can understand most of the questions. Praise God. Yeah. And honestly, there were also questions that I wasn't so sure with my answer, but then just hoping that I choose the right one. Kagulo. So far, ang part 1 is actually about yourself and about your family. So sa akong pag self-study, I normally remembered all those basic questions about personal information. But then I remembered all the 8 questions given to me in this exam. The first one was Vaheladu. Vaheladu means what is your name? And the second one was Vokamadufa. That is, where are you from? The third one was Haruban. Do you have child, Daddy? Do you have child? And then the next one was Kan du tala engelsk? Kan du tala engelsk? Can I speak English? Next one was Vad är ditt efternamn? What is your surname? Next one was Hvornår har du fødselsdag? When is your birthday? And the last one was Hvor længe har du boet i Denmark? So how long have you been living in Denmark? And all these questions, you're going to answer it in Danish. And you are actually allowed to answer it in a sentence or in just a word or a direct answer. The fact that you are only given 5 seconds to answer. So you always do you answer after you hear the tone. Ting! So kailangan na sasagot tayo after the tone. So pag sumagot tayo before the tone, hindi magbabalidate yun. So ganun. So far yung A1, yung part 1, I have answered it all. I'm confident with that. Part 2 was, meron silang statements na ibibigay, tapos merong options. There are 3 options, A, B, and C. So it's just like a story or a conversation, or just like a statement that you have to understand that statement, and then after that statement they're going to ask the question. Example, Kostoa imas Lailihel. So magtatanong sila, and then they say ima bua I Copenhagen, hon bua I in Lailihel, ima Lailihel it hona kvadratmeter, Kostoa ima Lailihel. So yun ang ilalagay nila, but then meron silang tanong, and then they're going to repeat the questions or the statement. You can hear the statement twice. And then the technique was, you're going to be very careful in listening the first one, because they're going to give you the question first. Then the second one, the question will be at last. And then they will say, Swa, A, B, C. Swa means answer. So, pipili ka na A, B, C. But then for me, I'm not sure. I don't know, Daddy, what about my accent? A, B, C. It's understandable, right? So, I hope so. So, ganon. And then I remember nasa part 2, may mga lumabas doon na mostly is year. So, dapat mamimulya natin yung how we pronounce the year, then the numbers, because there will be prices, there will be sizes. So may lumabas sa akin na Nitin Hona Health, yes, so that is 1970. So I remember that one, I got it in my note here. And then there's also Fem Hona Kvadratmeter. So yung may lalaki doon na naka-stay siya ng ganito, binili niya yung bahay na ganito yung area. Tapos may statement din doon na bumili ng new suko, and that is Fia Hona krona. So Fia Hona is 100, Fia is 4, so 400 kroner. So and then yan, and questions doon is about the weather. Yung statement nila very confusing. That's one of the questions that I really get confused about the weather, because they tell you about the weathers at the same time there were 2 different days, and then at the end that was the question. So then sa mga mag-i-exam pa, be familiarized with all these pictures or different weather, kasi lalabas yung picture, tapos yung pronunciation pa ng mga words nila sa weather is very until this time I'm not getting it yet. But then when I talked to someone who's taking the test at the same time with me, and then she went already to the language center, she told me that my answer was right, so thanks God. So absolutely I've got 3 options with that weather. Sunny, sun is soul right, and then sni is snowing. And it asked me what was the weather like on Friday, and there was another day also that mentioned in that statement. So I answered letter B, that is snowing, but absolutely the picture is not really exactly snowing. But then the 2 options says is sul, the sun, so might be the letter B was correct, so I hope so. And then there's also a lot of options that purchases between the blouse, the jacket, and the boxer, and then someone purchased a new blue jacket. So jacket means jacket. So I got it here. So far that's what I remembered in part 2. And sa part 3 naman is, it is a story. It's a short story that you are going to answer yeah or nay. So it's all about family of Yunas and Lina. So for me, I remember that one, and I actually remember the whole set of questions here, as well as the pictures. So I tried my best in memory of my journey here in Denmark. So I exactly wrote it here, because as I said, I can't say it in Danish at all, but I just only remember word by word, but I thought I understand it. And then they also have a picture. So the story number 1, there's a picture with Jonas and Lina. They were outside the house and they have their 2 kids. They're actually having something because there's something on the table. And the statement was, in the morning, they're having breakfast with 2 kids. Okay, they're having breakfast with the 2 kids. And then it matches to the picture. So it's just like statement, then you have to match it to the picture. But then you're going to say yes or no. So yeah or nay. So if you found out that the picture is correct to what is being said in the statement, then you will say yeah. So I was confident with that. So I got it here. There were actually 7 questions. No, 7 pictures that you're going to say yes or no if it matches to the statements given. And then the last part was that matching the story to the pictures. They're going to say some short story, and then you are going to pick one photo that is mentioned in the story, or what is this story all about. Okay? So, parang may similarity sila sa part 2 at saka part 4. Parang may similarity yung part 2 at saka part 4. Kaso nga lang, mas difficult yung part 2 kasi you have to understand the statement. At the same time, you have to be wise in understanding also the question. However, in part 4, just only listen to the statement given and you are going to choose the right photo that you are sure enough that picture has been mentioned in that statement. So, that's all. And since I'm allowed to have 9 mistakes, so I claim it right now that I will surely pass. Hoping, and yeah, I will update you guys once I got the result, and that will be 3 weeks after today. So, sa mga magtitake pa ng Dance A1 dyan, even it's too easy for many others, I would strongly advise that we really have to study, especially all these vocabularies, basic vocabularies, because even how easy it is, if we don't have any idea or background or anything at all that instilled in our mind, I don't know if we can make it, because Danish language is absolutely very different to others. So for me, my technique was I have to write down the right spelling of the words before I have to pronounce it, because the spelling and the spelling and the pronunciation is absolutely very different. So ako nag-self-study lang kasi wala pa akong time at hindi pa ako na-enroll sa language center because ang inyong kabisda banday bara 163 pa. So that's all for today, that I would really love to share you all that this kind of requirement I finally na-try ko na, and then very hopeful na papasa tayo, no? So God's will. And of course, I thank my husband and my little son who's here with me having the support. And now at this time, I'm taking this video before I forgot everything while driving back home. So that's all.